In the northern lands of America stood a small town called Frost Hollow. But this town wasn't trapped in an ordinary winter. It was imprisoned by an eternal curse of ice. People whispered that the sun hadn't risen here for years. Only snow remained, and the haunting sound of icy winds. In this frozen town lived a young woman named Emily Carter. While everyone else feared the curse, Emily wanted to understand its truth. Emily always believed that every curse hides a forgotten story, and she was about to uncover it. If you want to discover how Emily will break the eternal curse, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment Break the Curse. One cold night, Emily sat beside her grandmother. Outside, the winter wind screamed through the streets. Emily whispered, "Grandma, is this town truly cursed?" After a long silence, her grandmother said softly, "Many years ago, a powerful sorcerer lived in this town. The sorcerer's name was Victor Hale. He was the guardian of the forest, and he loved nature more than anything. But the people of the town destroyed his forests, and that day, Victor Hale unleashed a terrible curse." After hearing the story, Emily couldn't sleep all night. One question kept echoing in her mind. If the curse is real, how can it be broken? The next morning, she made a decision. She would go to the place where it all began. The frozen forest. The people of Frost Hollow never went near that forest. They believed anyone who entered it never returned. But Emily was not someone who lived in fear. Step by step, Emily walked deeper into the snow-covered path. With every step, the forest became darker. Between the frozen trees, there was a strange silence, as if the forest was waiting for someone. Suddenly, Emily noticed something half buried in the snow, an ancient stone marker. Something was carved on it, and it was the first clue. Emily brushed the snow away from the ancient stone. Old symbols were carved into its surface. The truth lies where the spirit of the forest sleeps. Emily knew this was not just a random message. Near the stone, Emily noticed a broken path in the snow. The path led deeper into the forest, to an abandoned wooden cabin. It looked as if no one had touched it for decades. Emily slowly stepped inside the cabin. Everything was covered in dust and frozen ice. But on the wooden table, one thing stood out clearly: an old leather diary. Slowly opened the diary. On the very first page, a name was written: Victor Hale, the same sorcerer who cursed Frost Hollow with eternal winter. If you want to discover the dark secret hidden inside Victor Hale's diary, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment Open the Diary. Emily began turning the pages of Victor Hale's diary. Each page revealed the sorcerer's pain. And finally, a warning. If the curse must be broken, you must reach the temple where the spirit of the forest sleeps. Emily realized the journey ahead would be long and dangerous, beyond the frozen forest, and even farther. She took a deep breath and stepped back into the storm. The deeper Emily walked into the forest, the harder the path became. Snow reached up to her knees, and the wind howled like a storm. But Emily refused to turn back. Suddenly, Emily noticed a strange shadow moving through the snowstorm. It looked as if someone was watching her from the distance. Was it just her imagination? Or was she not alone in the forest? If you want to discover who was watching Emily in the snowstorm, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment who's the path. Emily moved closer to the shadow. But as soon as she reached the spot, it vanished. The forest suddenly felt darker than before. And then she noticed something strange. A faint light glowing in the distance. Emily carefully walked toward the glowing light. In the middle of the forest stood an ancient stone temple, half buried under snow and ice. This was the place mentioned in Victor Hale's diary. Stood before the massive temple door. Ancient words were carved into the stone. Those who enter with selfish hearts will be lost in the ice forever. Emily took a deep breath and placed her hand on the door form. As Emily pushed the door, a glowing blue light burst from inside the temple. Slowly, the ancient door began to open. Emily was now standing before the mystery that cursed the entire town. Part 7. Emily slowly stepped inside the temple. A cold blue light filled the entire hall, and ancient symbols glowed across the walls. It felt as if this place had been waiting for someone for centuries. Suddenly, the air inside the temple began to swirl. The blue light grew brighter, and a figure slowly appeared. It was the spirit of Victor Hale. The spirit of Victor Hale spoke in a deep voice. "Why have you come here?" Emily gathered her courage and replied, "I came to save Frost Hollow." For a moment, the temple fell completely silent. For Victor Hale's eyes didn't show anger. They showed sadness. He asked quietly, "Have humans learned to respect nature?" Emily remained silent for a moment because she knew the truth. The spirit of Victor Hale stared into Emily's eyes. The temple was silent. After a moment, Emily said softly, "No, humans still haven't fully learned." But then she continued, "Yet I promise, I will help them change." Victor Hale watched Emily for a moment. Then he slowly raised his hand. An icy magical light began swirling in the air. "If your heart is truly pure, this curse will end today." Free. Suddenly, a powerful light filled the temple. The icy energy rose toward the sky. At that very moment, the frozen snow across the land began to melt. The curse of eternal winter was finally breaking. The spirit of Victor Hale slowly began to fade. He looked at Emily and said, "Remember, nature is not something to conquer. It is something to understand." And then he disappeared into the light. Outside the temple, the violent winds suddenly stopped. The snowfall slowly faded, and the dark clouds above began to move away. For the first time in years, something was changing. And then, after years of darkness, the first ray of sunlight touched Frost Hollow. Emily felt tears filling her eyes. Slowly, the ice began to melt. Snow fell from the branches of trees, and frozen lakes started flowing again. The town was coming back to life. Emily returned to the town. The people stood in amazement because the sun had returned after years. That day, Frost Hollow learned an important lesson. Don't try to conquer nature. Learn to respect it. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more mysterious and inspiring stories.